What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and this is a very special Puzzles and Dragons video because this video is going to pretty much be nothing but Puzzles and Dragons, and it's going to be nothing but talking about my 5 years in Puzzles and Dragons. Ooh, as I spray the room a little bit because I like the way it smells. Yeah, this is pretty much my 5 years in PAD. It's been a long 5 years in PAD, I have to say, since the first time I began. As you can tell, it says August 18th, 2014. It has now been a cumulative 5 years. I think including the leap year, but I mean, either way, that's still at least 365 to 66 days in the year. So, that is the cumulative amount of months. Years, months, whatever. It's all accumulated. It's here, and I'm very excited about this. It's just been a very long journey, and been a lot of blood, a lot of shedded tears, and a lot of me yelling. A lot of me yelling, whether it was good yell, bad yell, stress, not stress. I'm here, and I was ready for it, even when I'm not ready for it. I know my live streams have not been the best, but I am trying. So at least I can account for that. I want to also just start off by saying thank you to everyone, here, Puzzle and Dragons player or not, for all the support that you have given. I'm very excited to move on to year 6 and just, experience year 6, because Puzzle and Dragons will be in its 8th year, I believe, because it's only been a 2-year gap between me playing this game and this game being out. So I'm still very excited about this game. I'm still very happy about this game. Actually, it'll be year 7 for them, going on to year 8, and I'm going to be year 5, and they're going on to year 6. I know it's numbers, but it makes some type of sense if anyone gets it. The biggest thing that I've always given advice about when it comes to Puzzles and Dragons is always roll during a God Fest. Your monster box is your monster box. Never roll outside of an event that doesn't showcase good cards. Like, if people aren't talking about the cards in it with a positive note, there is no point of playing through it. Luckily enough, we do have the Monster Exchange, which is one of the biggest newer features to PAD, which pretty much just helps you bypass a lot of the hassle that is go through the game, having to wait for a couple of days, or, well, in this case, every 2 weeks for a Godfest, and then pray that the Godfest has something good to offer. Luckily enough, with these Godfests, a lot of the main big changes is that some of them have become 10 Magic Stone Godfests. They only give you high leveled monsters. Everything in it is a diamond, and if you're not too keen on what it gives, you can always wait till the exchange. Sadly enough, it only exchanges Godfest exclusives, and then you have to hope that your Godfest exclusive is good enough to exchange for what you want. If you have multiples of it, then I would say, okay, at least drop a couple of dupes if you want to get multiples of them. But for the most part, I would hold on to a lot of your Godfest exclusives, because you may never know. Cards can get evolutions, cards can get buffs that can be beneficial. Cards can tend to be the surprise factor. But for the most part, if anything, if the card has its value, take advantage of it. If it doesn't have its value, it's okay to just have it sit there in a monster box if you aren't going to recklessly get rid of it, which I've done a couple of times. I have a lot of regrets for a lot of cards. Luckily enough, for some weird reason, I end up rolling the things that I need from Godfest. So I do take a part of that with a big hooray. But yeah, that's just like my overall sight of it when it comes to this game. And I tell everybody this: my monster box is not going to be, like everyone else's monster box. And I'm very excited for a lot of the things that I've done. If you haven't already seen a lot of the videos up until this prior point, I would love for you guys to take advantage of that. I'm actually opening a popsicle. just because it's very hot right now. But yeah, I mean, it's my cumulative 5 years in the game, and I'm very, very excited about it. I can easily showcase some of the things I've done of completions of things, if any case, because I just completed some of the Final Fantasy stuff with the new variation of Dark Callie. They actually won't show it here, so I have to show her later. But yeah, that's just pretty much my cumulative there. If you guys ever want to send me your ID or anything, it's either posted in the description box, so you can click the description and you'll see it there for my main account and my sub account, and then you can trade with me after 30 days. I wish that stipulation would be fixed. Also, I'm still waiting for them to fix the stipulation on the trading system, because I'd like to trade for some exclusive cards or swap out for some cards. Of course, this is just what it looks like here. We have the Rare Egg machine. You have the Godfest exclusives going. The Godfest machine. You have the collaboration machine, which can be anything from Final Fantasy to, God, we've had Hello Kitty. We have other Gung Ho games being included. We just have a lot of stuff this game has offered. The only things that we haven't gotten that the JP server has is the quote Sunday cartoons and the Sunday anime exclusives, which are pretty much like really good animes from a lot of really good shows like Inuyasha, Case Closed, and I was gonna say JoJo, but no, I don't think we have anything from JoJo, which is surprisingly, because JoJo would have been great with the motion setup we have for a lot of cards nowadays. And then there's the Dragon Ball Z collaboration, which I don't know if we'll ever get that. That has to be worked out between a lot of things. And funny enough, Puzzle and Dragons even have a game with Nintendo. They have a Mario version of Puzzle and Dragons. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't add anything with Mario in it, but I guess the way this game works, it's never going to happen because it's kind of still on the loot box system when it comes to a lot of things for those people who want to roll high up. But yeah, that's like just a little bit of that. And I guess I do have to talk about my achievements. So I have a lot of things I still need to complete with this, mainly just some technical dungeons that I haven't done yet because, well, time is of the essence. But as far as degrees of difficulty, I just need to complete Mythical and Annihilation, and those are actually just 2 technical dungeons I haven't completed yet for each of those respectives. Once I complete those, I'll be awarded the badge, and the badge can be placed in the I'll just give you a little quick look. So here's your team compilation. Your badge will go here. I will leave the standard 4, and then I have the other setups here. Some of them will reduce certain amount of team setup in order for other cards to be played. Some won't. But yeah, that's just like my cumulative, because I think that's half of my total. That's my full total right there, 868. Whereas you see here 486. But yeah, that's pretty much the setup for the degrees of difficulty and what they give you. I've cleared all the descends, and the reward for that is pretty much all the descends that I've completed will be part of the multiplayer as their own selection. Then there is the No Continues challenge, which I still need to finish. I still have the other 5 to complete, and they just give me like random spurs of evolution material or enhancement material. And then the mechanic. So the only mechanic that I have not completed, because I don't have anything to complete with it, is the crowns. So long story short, I'm not very good at this game. I've done my best to try to get a crown. It just never works out for me. So that's why I don't have a crown. The crowns, for the most part, are just cosmetic. They take the little orb up there at the top, and they will put a crown around it. And I think it changes into various colors depending on the number of crowns you do have. But if you do accumulate 30 crowns in total, you'll receive the Awakening badge. And then I believe if you complete all of this, I forget what happens when you complete all of your achievements. I think it's a nice little feature that gets a change too. But I haven't fully completed. If anyone does know what you get for completing all of the getting all the achievements, let me know, because I'm sure someone or multiple people have done it. But yeah, that's just my achievement spot. And then going on from the achievements is the monster box. So my monster box is not like everyone else's monster box. My monster box is very cherished. And I have some things that I use, some things I don't use, some things I put to the wayside, some things I don't put to the wayside. This is actually the current look of what the setup looks like now. It did not used to look like this. I remember seeing pictures of the beta version of Puzzles and Dragons, and the beta version of Pad did not look like what it looks like today. They were all pretty much like basic bars, and then like you would click on each bar, and then you would go to your teams or your power-up fusions and stuff like that. This is like a very big cosmetic change for the game, and this is actually done after it's 5 years into the game, or 6 years, I believe. And this was actually recently added too. They added the feature for extra enhancements, so you can 297 your monsters and give them latent madras and stuff like that, and limit break them and skill them up and all of that. So yeah, some nice features that have been added. Some of them are more useful than they once were. Some have become more harder to attain, but easier to farm, and then some things like that. As I open my monster box, the first thing that I just want to show off is that this is what my monster box normally looks like. In terms of it, it's just I would go to my favorites, and it would look like this. It actually looked like all the cards I favorited over time, like this. And the favorites are actually set up in this array of attributes: water, fire, wood, light, and dark. And then they're accumulating their subs of how many cards you have of the same of that attribute. When they're dual class, they go to the top, and they start from fire all the way down to dark, and then anything that is single attribute will be on the bottom. But yeah, this is pretty much my accumulation of things. And I can actually show you the first monster I started with, and that is this guy. This is Phantom Ice Dragon Mirage Felesio. But Felesio originally starts off as Pelfis, Felis, Playlist. It's a play on a serpent. But yeah, this is what I started off with. That's why I have the blue symbol up there. There's a fire equivalent, there is a wood equivalent, a dark equivalent, and a light equivalent. But you start off just like Pokemon. You have your choice between fire, water, and grass, or in this case wood, and you go from there, and you accumulate all your other stuff through beating the sins, special gifts, special tournaments, special events, and stuff like that Gung Ho offers in the game of Puzzles and Dragons. Also, because I can go back to here and click this to start off of where I started, you will see a couple of my first. My first monster was, of course, the Loch Ness S monster, known as Mirage Pelsios. Then I accumulated, my first role monster, which is this guy right here, Green ZL. And then from Green ZL, my first accumulative Godfest exclusive monster was Metatron. Not Dark Metatron, sadly enough, because she's actually really good, and still is really good at this current time. But I ended up getting Light Metatron instead, and then I built my teams around healers and light cards and stuff like that. And then when I first hit 197, not 197, 150, rank 150, you're always allowed a reward to roll for a Godfest exclusive or a Pantheon exclusive, and I ended up rolling Leland. This is my first Leland, and she is 297. She's max level, max skill, max awoken. She's 297 in the whole shebang. And in her current setup, she's just an okay sub. She's not bad, but she's not good, but she is still useful in her sense for a lot of things here and there, from what I've heard. In my own opinion, I think she's okay. It just depends on what team you can put her on, and that will benefit you tremendously. Just like any other card you can see here. I just accumulate a lot of things. You see a lot of my first. You see a lot of cards that have stuck with me over time. A lot of Godfest exclusives, a lot of Pantheon exclusives, a lot of monsters that you probably say, why is that here? It's so bad. Well, it's because I actually like that card, or that card has a lot of benefits to it. And I've always been told never let go of a card unless you have enough dupes to say, okay, it's time to let go of a dupe. But mostly you want to let go of a fresh dupe, not an old dupe. Because an old dupe probably has a lot of enhancements and stuff to it, and you want to keep that. For me, if I see something I can exchange for, I'm exchanging for it. Unless I don't have doubles of it. Because I've learned that the hard way. Keep a lot of your doubles. If you don't have enough stuff, just keep on to it. And not every descend or every dungeon is worth rolling. You can always roll later on. You can always roll from better choices and probably get better choices and just take advantage of that. So as I scroll through this is just pretty much how it looks here. And yeah, this is a big portion of it. So as I correct this from the CHR, I want to go back to favorites, and then I can have you guys look at my leader setup. This is pretty much all my leads. I believe they are set up as my CRs, yeah. And then my subs, I believe, are also set up like this as well. So this is also a newer feature that they added on a year or two back, where you can sort through your box and you can set up your subs, your leaders, cards that have not been sorted. The way you sort is that you pretty much just click on the card and it'll say right here, this little box is open, and you can choose not set, and then you can name the other two boxes, whatever you want, as long as it fits in through the characters. But I fit in my leaders in one place, my subs in the other. And then we can actually look at a couple of teams. So some of my teams are actually being worked on right now. Some of my teams I haven't used in a minute because I'm having other teams that I'm building for, of course, my team showcases that you see on the channel. But this is Dark Karen's team right now, very full of dark cards. I also have my Light Zella team going on. I have regular Zella and her team set up. I have Tifa from Final Fantasy VII and her team built. I have Fujin. Fujin's actually only here as a placeholder because there's another, I don't know exactly what my other teams are going to be, so I have, team building, I have my team showcases, and I have my team showcases set up here. I think, the middle three are actually my team showcases, which I actually want to fix that now, because I'm okay, I want to move all the teams that I have physically built back up and then put all my team building stuff to the back. But yeah, Yuna is a team that I'm currently going to be working on that I haven't finished yet. I'm working on Dark Callie's team because that's actually my first Dark Callie, and a lot of firsts here. And funny enough, I have Academy Callie, and she's pretty much just Dark Callie in the same sense. It's very weird how this game has a lot of cards that you mix up the attributes and stuff, and then you get a whole new monster, and they just slap it into a collaboration, and you just work it from there. And then I don't know why this is named Dark Metatron, but this is actually Yora's team, which I don't know. I guess I'm fixing up a team for Dark Metatron. I don't know. I'm very complex. And then I have my Ganesha team, which I use to farm Monday Dungeon if I just want to get a quick rank up, or I can use it to farm stuff like just daily dungeons that are gift dungeons, Experience of a Lifetime. You have the Snow Globe stuff, the Kingdom Address and everything, just some stuff I can easily just press, pretty much my button press team with Ganesha for those specific dungeons, because these guys shoot off 77,777 points of damage, because they're based off, they're the humans of Raw Dragon. And according to Raw Dragon, I have two Wedding Ra's, which they shoot off the same ability as Ra, which is Sunburst Knuckle. And then I have Weldor. Weldor is pretty much here because Weldor has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skill boosts attached to Weldor. And Weldor, second to, I think it's Tengu. And Tengu has 4 skill boosts, but Weldor has 5. And Weldor can be seen on a lot of teams that are built for farming. I do also have a farming team actually, and that's the next team over, which is my reincarnated Liu Bei. He's rocking 4 Zeus Dios, and the Zeus Dios are actually there because they have an ability called Jupiter Genesis, in which it turns all the orbs on the field into wood, and you can just swipe and then clear a floor. As long as the floor doesn't have any nasty conditions on it. I mainly just use this to farm stuff like Tamadras. No, not Tamadras. To farm some of the daily dungeons with a quick swipe. Like Keepers. I do, not Monday dungeons, but Friday dungeons. Because you can sweep through those. And just little stuff like that. That's also why the Tengu is here, because Tengu helps with his forest skill boost. I decided not to put Weldor because I wanted to at least keep it fully wood attribute as best as possible. And then my last team is Hino Kagasuchi. And Hino Kagasuchi is pretty much here as the skill up. So what Hino's leader skill is Spirit of the Burning Snake God. It is 3 times attack and 1.5 times HP to fire and dark when they attack at once. Inflicts bonus damage equal to 40 times the attack of wind matching orbs. So the whole thing with this is the new descend on the block is skill up dungeons. And those are pretty much based off of the collaborations at the current time or Godfest. Or Godfest, because they can both happen at the same time. And what you can do with that is you go through specific floors that have specific levels and stuff filled of monsters. If there are any monsters in your monster box that match the monster that's featured in the Descend, in the skill up dungeon, you can bring that monster with you. It will have a star next to it that says skill. And then it will allow you to, once you hit the floor, the monsters are real easy. They barely do any amounts of heavy damage or anything. They're really just easy spotter. And you can accumulate a skill up through it. You also get level ups and stuff through the dungeons anyway. But yeah, you can get you a skill up and benefit from that skill up. It's pretty amazing what this game has given us over the years, and it's just a very big breath of fresh air. But that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys. Actually, I want to move back to Karen because she was my first monster, so I don't confuse anybody. She's my first team, but yeah, that's pretty much just it for everything that I have here. And just the overall look of me and my 5 years in Puzzles and Dragons. So I thank you guys once again from the bottom of my heart for all your support. I am very, very happy to have done this video. I do apologize for any of the noise and interruptions. And for this video, past videos, and future videos. Thank you guys so much. Really, I do appreciate it. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell when you guys want to be informed of when I do some of my uploads. As far as live streams go, I will notify you guys about live streams when I get the chance, because I'm still working out a lot of my sad triggers and stuff to get that together. But I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. HPJ signing out. Take care, everybody.